My question is related to something that happened several years ago.
Que la verdad que me produce mucha angustia y me esclaviza las 24 horas del día.
I feel a lot of anguish and feel a slave 24 hours a day.
Tiene que ver con el paso del tiempo.
And has to
Tengo un
do
gran problema
with
con el paso
time.
del tiempo. Hace años que dejé de festejar mis cumpleaños.
I have a problem with time. I don't celebrate my birthdays. I try not to smile so I don't get wrinkled.
Me miro al espejo y
I look at myself in the mirror.
Lo que veo es si me aparece una arruga nueva o una cana nueva.
And I see if there is a white hair or
no me puedo aceptar y es como que a medida que van pasando los años eso empeora.
Or a wrinkle, and I get worse and worse, and with the years it gets worse.
Entonces, no sé cómo hacer para que el paso del tiempo no me angustie de la forma en que me angustia, como que no es una angustia normal como cualquier persona.
I don't know how pass of time not to feel anguish with. It's not a normal thing. It creates something worse.
Muchas obsesiones.
And lots of
Obsesiones físicas.
physical obsessions.
No sé cómo soltarlo, hace años que quiero soltarlo y decir, nada, que está bien, que el tiempo pasa y es normal, pero
I don't know how to let go and to say, okay,
no he podido.
time passes and it's normal, but till now I couldn't.
I'm going to talk about that.
Te voy a hablar sobre eso.
You know, we obsess.
Nosotros nos obsesionamos.
We have subjects.
Tenemos temas, ¿no?
And none of them are important.
Y ninguno de esos temas son importantes.
Some of us have relationship dramas.
Algunos de nosotros tenemos dramas de relación.
Some of us have weight dramas.
Otros tenemos drama de peso.
Some of us have wrinkle dramas.
Otros tenemos drama de arrugas.
We have all these different dramas
Tenemos estos dramas diferentes.
and things that we obsess about
Cosas con las que nos obsesionamos.
because we can't be with ourselves.
Porque no podemos estar con nosotros mismos.
So the whole essence of this system
Así que la esencia completa de este sistema
is finding a place
es encontrar un lugar
where you feel so much love,
en el que sientas tanto amor,
so much peace,
tanta paz,
that becomes the most important thing,
que eso se transforma en lo más importante.
not the obsession.
No las obsesiones,
Because obsessions
porque las obsesiones
become fanaticisms,
se tornan en fanatismo
and then they get distorted.
y después se distorsionan.
So what do we need to focus on?
Entonces, ¿en qué necesitamos enfocarnos?
In what's important.
En aquello que es importante.
So become obsessed
Así que obsesiónate
with expanding
con
consciousness,
expandir tu conciencia,
loving yourself,
amarte a ti misma,
giving to yourself,
darte a ti misma.
and everything will change.
Todo va a cambiar.
Because it doesn't matter how young you are,
Porque no importa cuán joven seas,
how beautiful you are,
cuán hermosa seas,
how whatever you are,
y lo que sea,
you won't be able to see it.
no vas a poder verlo, sino
Because there's always something wrong.
porque siempre vas a encontrar algo mal.
The most beautiful women in the world
Las mujeres más hermosas del mundo
always see something wrong,
siempre se encuentran algo mal,
something they need to
algo que
fix,
necesitan arreglar,
because the focus is external.
porque su foco está pendiente de lo externo.
And when you find it
Y
internally,
cuando lo encuentres internamente,
you find a
vas
balance.
a encontrar un balance.
Yeah, sure you want to look after yourself.
Seguro que te vas a
Sure
quedar
you want to look good.
cuidar y ver
Sure
bien.
you want to be fit.
Claro que quieres
Sure you
estar
want to
en
be the
forma
best of you.
y ser la mejor versión
But it's
de
not the
ti,
most important thing.
pero no será lo más importante.
It's just another aspect.
Será solo otro aspecto.
Loving yourself,
El amarte a ti mismo,
taking care of
el
yourself,
cuidarte
and
y
consciousness
la conciencia
go hand in hand.
van de la mano uno con otro.
Okay, but there's no obsession.
Pero no hay obsesión.
You're getting a wrinkle here, by the way.
Ay,
You get my point, huh? Yeah, we got to change your focus.
Tienes que cambiar el foco y listo.
You know, because it's just crazy.
Porque es una locura, ¿sí, no?
We get so obsessed with things,
Ay, nos obsesionamos tanto con las cosas.
and it's just stress.
Es solo estrés.
We have to find something more important.
Tenemos que encontrar algo que sea más importante.
Hola Isha, Fabiola de México.
Hi, Isha, Fabiola from Mexico.
Y más bien es un comentario y agradecimiento porque
Is a
yo tenía
comment
muchas dudas de traer a
and
mi
gratefulness. I was doubting
niña
to bring my child,
Y la verdad es que ha sido maravilloso.
And it had been
el
wonderful
encuentro que he tenido con él.
to be with him. I wanted to come and heal something else. And finally, I'm healing mother-child relationship. And also want to thanks to the teachers, because I don't know how they took care of him. And already on the first day, they started running and saying, what are you going to do with the children screaming? But everything was fine. My child is happy, and yesterday was jumping in the bed, saying, amor, amor, oh, me cree mi perfección. Oh, it's a big gift. So to tell that was wonderful, to bring him and say, thanks for supporting me, and I was learning the system and practicing. Thanks you. Carolina from Chile.
Quería preguntarte, comiendo acá las comidas, me he sentido más livianita.
I have been feeling lighter eating here, helped me to unify. So that made me think that, what do you think about fasting? Will it work better having fasting, intermittent fasting?
You know, I don't tell people what to eat.
Yo no le digo a las personas qué comer
Or not eat.
o qué no comer.
I think fasting's good,
Creo que es buena el ayuno intermitente.
because it gives you a chance to clean your
Te da
system.
oportunidad de limpiarte.
I think it's important to eat light when you unify.
Creo que cuando unificas es importante comer liviano.
When you're in one of my centers,
Cuando estás en uno de mis centros.
because if you eat very heavily,
Porque si comes muy pesado,
you fall asleep,
te vas a quedar dormida.
obviously, you know.
Obviamente.
But yeah, I think all of that's good.
Pero creo que todo eso es
You know, I do fastings
Yo
and
hago ayuno.
juices
Si hago
and
jugos,
all
si
those
hago
sort of things,
todo ese tipo de cosas.
because they make me feel good and vibrate well.
Porque me hace sentir bien y vibrar bien.
But I don't have an attachment to it.
Pero no
yeah.
tengo ningún apego a esa forma.
It's in people's hands what they choose to eat.
En las manos de cada persona lo que eligen comer.
Mm. You know, it's something very important
Es algo muy importante
that when you start healing
que cuando empiezas a sanar
and elevate your
y
vibration,
elevar tu
that you
vibración,
listen to your body,
que escuches a tu cuerpo.
what it wants,
¿Qué es lo que quiere?
because it talks to you.
Porque tu cuerpo te va a hablar.
And I'm not talking about the chocolate cake, no?
Y no hablo de la torta de chocolate.
Everybody wants
No,
that.
porque esa la quiere todo el mundo.
But the thing is, you know, listen. Oh, yeah, I need to do fasting. Oh, I need to do this.
Tengo que hacer eso,
Oh, it would be
tengo
good
que
if you
hacer
did
esto.
that.
O sería bueno hacer esto.
And it's great.
Y es buenísimo.
Anything that's cleaning your system
Cualquier cosa que te esté limpiando
is allowing you to heal faster.
te está permitiendo sanar más rápido.
Because your body's not so focused
Porque tu cuerpo
on processing food.
no va a estar tan enfocado en procesar la comida,
It's more focused
sino que va a estar
on elevating your
en
vibration.
elevar tu vibración.
Yeah, but you have to decide.
Pero tienes que hacer tú la que
The
decides.
important thing is you drink a lot of water
Lo más importante es beber muchísima agua
and get exercise
y hacer ejercicio
and move the
y
emotions.
mover las emociones.
The rest is in your
El
hands.
resto está en tus manos.
Yeah?
Hola, Isha.
Hi, hola.
Quería primero compartir
I want to share
lo bien que me he sentido y
how well I felt
logrado realmente soltar un montón
and how I was able to let go lots of things
de ponerles un nombre o
without needing to put a name
dejarlo intelectualmente,
or identify it intellectually.
como sintiendo y realmente valoro mucho
Just feeling, and really
que he podido obtener.
I value this
Pero
tool.
me ha pasado,
But it happened,
por ejemplo, ayer,
for example, yesterday.
muchísimo y me sentía
I
súper bien.
felt I let go of a lot, I felt light.
Me ha pasado de tener
And
sueños muy
yesterday
fuertes,
happened to
mucha violencia, mucha
strong, violent, anguish dreams and wake up feeling bad.
a pesar de haberme acostado
Even if I went to bed
extremadamente bien,
feeling super good,
muy bien,
super good,
pero igual con sueños así.
but dreams heavy.
Now, when you first start,
Al principio cuando uno comienza
you start moving a lot of stress in
a
your sleep.
mover mucho estrés, mueve mucho estrés en el sueño.
It's very normal.
Eso es muy normal.
And I wouldn't give it much attention.
Y no le prestaría demasiada atención.
But I feel everything.
Pero sí sentir todo lo que produce.
Because you'll have things that present themselves in dreams,
Van a haber ciertas cosas que se presentan en los sueños.
and it's all the stress moving out.
Y es todo el estrés que está saliendo. que se
And
va a
then
dar.
later,
Y después, más tarde,
you'll find you hardly ever dream.
te vas a encontrar con que casi no sueñes.
I don't dream.
Yo no sueño.
Very rare I have a dream.
Es raro que yo sueñe.
And if I do,
Y si sueño,
it's very clear.
es muy claro.
So just give it time
Así que dale tiempo
and don't worry.
y no te
It's
preocupes.
good to heal while you're asleep.
Es muy bueno sanar mientras estés dormido.
Isha, Graciela de Paraguay.
Hi, Isha. Graciela from Paraguay.
Quiero hablar sobre la separación.
I want to talk about separation.
¿Qué es la separación cuando siento una separación?
What is separation? When I feel separation with another person, is that an energy or is an emotion that I'm hiding?
Okay, normally if you feel a rejection to someone,
Normalmente, si sientes un rechazo hacia alguien,
it's an aspect of you
ese es un aspecto tuyo
that you're not embracing.
que no estás abrazando.
That's why I always say walk towards the separation.
Por eso yo siempre digo, caminen hacia la separación.
And it could be many
Y
things.
podrían ser muchas cosas.
That person could mark a memory
Esa persona, por ejemplo, puede tener marcada una memoria
of someone completely different.
de alguien completamente diferente.
But you have to use every
Pero
situation
tienes que usar cada situación
to go deeper into you,
para conectarte más profundo con
to heal.
para sanar.
So you walk towards it.
Así que te vas acercando a eso.
Normally it will
caminas hacia
provoke an emotion,
eso. Normalmente va a provocar una emoción.
but it could be an aspect of that person that reminds you of something.
También podría ser un aspecto de esa persona que te recuerda algo más.
Or it could be an aspect of
O
yourself
podría ser un aspecto propio
that you're
que
rejecting.
está rechazando en ti.
You know, often we have aspects
A menudo tenemos ciertos
that we
aspectos
reject severely
que rechazamos muy fuerte
because we're not accepting those aspects of ourselves.
porque no aceptamos esos aspectos de nosotros mismos.
Usually where there's a separation
Normalmente donde hay una separación
or a strong prejudice,
o un prejuicio fuerte,
it's an aspect of
ese
us.
es un aspecto propio.
Whatever I judge
Lo que sea que yo juzgue
is always an aspect of me.
es siempre un aspecto mío.
Yeah?
Hola, Isha.
Hi, Isha. I'm Miguel from Chile.
Yo quería preguntarte.
I want to
lo que pasa
ask
es que yo
you.
tengo un restaurante en Chile.
I have a restaurant in Chile.
We're all going to come and visit.
Todos a visitar, sí.
What sort of food?
¿Qué comida?
Internacional.
International.
Pasta, carne a la brasa.
Ooh, pasta meat. Ooh, salad,
Se llama
fish.
Toro Bayo, por si acaso.
Toro Bayo.
Lo que pasa es que yo cuando empecé hace 22 años.
When I started 22
tenía
years ago,
un entusiasmo por el restaurante.
I was
estar ahí, de crear
super
platos,
enthusiastic to be there, to create
de ir siempre a la
dishes,
moda, de estar
to be in the fashion. All the time been doing things there.
Y hace un tiempo atrás,
Since
como
some
sucedieron
time
varias
ago,
cosas,
several
me
things
puse un
happened.
poco alcohólico, bastante
I
alcohólico.
became a little
Empecé a
bit
perder
of alcoholic. I started losing
el querer estar en el negocio.
the willingness to be in the store. I started losing my family.
Y eso también me hizo a mí
And that
un poco, tener hoy día el negocio
also pushed
como
me
un rechazo
into
al negocio hoy día.
having a rejection to
No
the
me
store
deja a
today.
mí
That
ser feliz.
doesn't
O sea,
allow
lo
me
veo como algo muy-
to be happy in that.
no quiero entrar,
I don't want even to go
quiero
in.
estar afuera,
I want
hacer
to
todo
be
afuera,
outside and do everything in the outside, but not
como
being
si me
inside
siento mal
there.
ahí adentro.
I feel bad
Y eso es
inside
lo que
there,
me gustaría sanar,
and I
porque
would love to heal that.
me preocupa porque yo quiero, o
I'm
sea, de otra
concerned
manera,
because
mi
I
alma
could,
quiere
I
estar
could like to be in different way there.
Well, you probably think that it's causing you problems.
Posiblemente pienses que eso te causa problemas.
You know, you said you became an alcoholic,
Tú dices que te convertiste en alcohólico.
and that's all associated with that environment and the socializing and the drinking.
La socialización.
So there's an aspect of you that's rejecting that
Hay un aspecto tuyo que está rechazando eso.
because it's affecting you
Porque te afecta
and it's destroying what you love.
y está destruyendo lo que amas.
But you have to heal that
Pero tienes
internally,
que sanar eso internamente.
and then you'll feel fine to go into the
Y después te
restaurant.
vas a sentir bien de volver a entrar. al
So it's
restaurante.
like you're in crossroads,
Es
no?
como si estuvieras en unas calles cruzadas, ¿no?
You don't know which way to
No
go.
sabes para qué lado ir.
You're trying not to drink,
Intentas no beber,
you're trying not to be involved,
intentas no involucrarte.
and at the same time,
Pero al mismo
you
tiempo
want to be involved.
quieres estar
And this will
involucrado.
help you.
Te va a ayudar, el sistema te va a ayudar.
You know, and what I find,
Y yo con lo que me encuentro
we addict
es que nos tornamos adictos
because we're trying to be calm,
porque estamos tratando de estar más calmos.
or we're trying to be social,
O tratamos de estar
or we're trying to walk through our
socializados,
fears
o de atravesar nuestros
and
miedos
be the life of the party.
y ser la vida de la fiesta, ¿no?
But then finally,
Pero después al final,
when we find
cuando
consciousness,
encontramos la conciencia,
we don't need all of that.
ya no necesitamos todo eso.
And as our system gets clean,
Y a medida que nuestro sistema nervioso se va limpiando,
we start to reject everything.
empezamos a rechazar todo.
physically.
físicamente incluso.
You know, I used to drink a lot.
Yo solía beber muchísimo.
I loved red
Me
wines,
encantaba el
and
vino tinto.
I was in an environment
Y
which
además
needed a lot of socializing.
estaba en un entorno que requería mucha socialización.
And I can't even drink a mouthful of alcohol
Yo
now
ni siquiera puedo tomar un sorbo de alcohol ahora,
because I don't want it.
porque no lo quiero.
And you do change.
Y uno cambia.
You change completely.
Cambia completamente.
But you just have to be gentle
Pero tienes que ser gentil contigo
and focus on what you
y
want.
enfocarte en aquello que
But
quieres.
everything will change.
Pero todo va a cambiar.
Everything will change.
Todo va a cambiar.
I want to know, when you woke up,
¿Cómo te movías en el mundo?
how did you move in the world, in the real world?
Like this. Namaste. 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 How do you think I move?
¿Cómo te pensás que me movía yo?
I move like I just got off a horse.
Me movía como si hubiera salido recién un caballo, bajar un caballo.
I don't move any different.
No me movía de forma diferente a como me
You know, the
muevo.
difference
Pero la diferencia
is everything I see
es que todo lo que veo
is great.
es fantástico.
I arrive in
Maravilloso.
Chile,
Llego a Chile,
I look at the mountains
miro las montañas,
and the traffic.
y el tráfico,
I love Chile.
amo Chile.
I arrive in
Llego a
Montevideo,
Montevideo,
I look at the water.
miro el agua.
I love Montevideo. It doesn't matter where I go.
Ya no importa dónde yo
I love everything. I don't care if it's a
no me
slum
importa si es un basurero
or it's the most beautiful
o
place.
el lugar más hermoso.
I see beauty in everything.
Yo veo belleza en
And I
todo
don't compare.
y tampoco comparo.
And this is the freedom.
Y esa es la libertad.
And I feel at home everywhere.
Me siento en casa en todas partes.
I don't feel afraid.
No me siento asustada.
And I don't
no
worry
me
about
siento
what
miedo.
people think.
Y tampoco me preocupa lo que piensa la gente.
I have such a freedom.
Tengo una libertad tan grande.
And I flow.
Y fluyo.
And I say exactly what I think.
Y digo exactamente lo que pienso.
If I want to get annoyed,
Si me quiero molestar,
I get annoyed.
me molesto.
I don't go namaste.
No voy nada más.
I go rah, 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 and then I'm
Y
fine.
entonces estoy bien.
You know, I'm just natural.
Soy natural.
And before,
Antes
it was the opposite.
era lo opuesto.
I'd say something.
Decía algo,
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe it was too strong. Maybe I offended someone.
tal vez fue muy fuerte, tal vez ofendí a alguien.
You know, I'd be like, oh, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Oh, maybe I can. Always worrying about what everyone thought.
Siempre preocupándome por lo que todos pensaban.
Such a freedom.
Una libertad tan grande.
And the energy.
Y la energía.
It's like, it's in everything. I experience it in everything.
Yo la experimento en todo.
Like I live
Como que vivo
in a paradise.
en un paraíso.
But it's energetic.
Energéticamente.
Because really I live in a tin shed, yeah?
Porque de verdad vivo en un galpón.
Yeah. So that's what.
Es eso.
Yeah, and I see myself everywhere.
Y me veo a mí misma en todas partes.
Everywhere.
En todas partes.
It's like, oh yeah, there I am.
Así que sí. ahí
Here I am
estoy.
having a boyfriend drama. Here I am
estoy.
having a wrinkle
Estoy
drama.
viviendo
Here I
el
am
drama del novio, ahí estoy
having a
viviendo el
drinking
drama.
drama. Here I am. There I am. Everywhere.
Y estoy en todas partes.
Nothing you tell me is new.
Nada que me puedan decir es algo nuevo para
I
mí.
did it all.
Yo hice todo.
And that's good too. Because I don't have a judgment.
Porque no
You
tengo
can tell me anything. I
Puedes contar lo que sea.
Hola Isha.
Hi, Isha. I want to ask you, in this retreat we receive new facets, and I feel a difference in these facets with the other ones, the other four ones. I was feeling that while I was doing them, I was going towards a place where something was working. I was in and was working something. And with the new ones, I feel the body is doing something that is happening and I'm doing nothing. And the other four facets, I read your book, and I was taught. And in this one, I didn't read anything and nobody got deep in what happens with these new facets. So I want to ask you how we work in these new facets. I didn't have a preparation before receiving
And
them.
you're talking about the fourth portal.
Estás hablando del cuarto portal. And the mirror of perfection. Le. Ah, no.
Beauty in everything or the joy in everything.
Ah.
The número 5.
And the fifth.
So the thing is,
La cosa es
all the facets are progressive.
que todas las facetas son progresivas.
They're moving,
Se van moviendo,
all are aspects of
van
enlightenment,
moviendo todos los aspectos de la iluminación.
like joy,
La
surrender,
rendición,
union,
la unidad,
transformation,
la
the
transformación,
presence,
el
witnessing.
presencia, el
They're all
atendimiento.
aspects of
Son
enlightenment.
todos aspectos de la iluminación.
Different aspects,
Diferentes aspectos,
but all the same aspect.
pero a la vez el mismo aspecto.
The fourth portal
El cuarto portal
is specifically focused
específicamente se enfoca
on awakening everything.
en el despertar de todo.
It's very physical.
Es muy físico.
And then it's teaching you to be here.
Y después te está enseñando a estar aquí.
The first portal
El primer
is like
portal
sticks of dynamite.
como si fueran cartuchos de dinamita.
It just goes boom, 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 because it's going to move everything.
Porque va a mover todo,
Okay, but it's different.
pero es diferente.
It's working on specific
Y
aspects.
está trabajando sobre aspectos específicos.
Whereas the fourth portal
Mientras que el cuarto
is
portal
working more energetically.
está trabajando más energéticamente.
And this is the difference you're feeling.
Y esa es la diferencia que estás sintiendo.
You don't have to prepare yourself for the
Tú no
facets.
te tienes que preparar para la faceta.
You know, if you're intellectual and you like to have
Si eres
information,
intelectual y te gustaría tener información,
you have to read above the clouds,
tienes que leer sobre las nubes.
because that's the perfect book for that
Porque ese es
portal.
el libro de ese portal.
And the movie as well as in the webpage.
Que está en la página web.
And the thing is, you will read
Y la cosa es que vas a leer
and you will watch
y
movies
vas a mirar las películas.
and you will never understand everything the first time.
Jamás vas a entender todo la primera vez.
And as you expand
Y a medida que
consciousness,
expandes la conciencia,
you'll start to understand.
vas a empezar a entender.
So it's good to repeat
Así
everything.
que es buenísimo repetir todo.
Repeat reading the book,
Repetir leer los libros.
repeat watching the movie.
Repetir mirar la película.
It's important to do
Es
that
súper importante hacer eso.
because you'll go deeper all the
Porque
time.
así vas a ir profundo, más profundo todo el tiempo.
You know, initially when I used to teach all over South
Al
America,
principio, cuando yo enseñaba por toda Sudamérica,
I used to tell people to come and repeat.
le decía a las personas, vengan y repitan.
Now I don't do that
Ahora ya no hago
because I
eso,
don't teach very much.
porque no enseño mucho.
But everyone used to come and repeat the first portal.
Pero todos solían venir y repetir el curso del primer portal.
And they'd say, "You didn't say that
Y
before."
después me decían, antes no había dicho eso.
And I said to them, "I said the same thing every time I taught."
Y yo les respondía, digo exactamente lo mismo cada vez que enseño.
But people,
Pero las personas,
we have most of our circles are here.
la mayor parte de nuestros círculos están aquí.
What we hear
Aquello que escuchamos
is what we're ready to
es
hear.
lo que estamos listos para escuchar.
And it doesn't come in.
Pero no entra.
And then it's like a revelation. It's like,
Y de pronto es como
oh, I
una
didn't hear that
revelación.
before.
Yo antes no escuché eso.
Oh, I didn't hear that before.
Antes no escuché eso.
But it was always the same.
Pero siempre fue lo mismo.
So you need to...
Así que necesitas
I'm not going to ruin my lipstick over you.
no, pero no voy a arruinar contigo el rush.
And you understand? So it's important that you keep looking,
Así que es
huh?
súper importante que sigan mirando, leyendo
And read the books.
y leer el libro.
It's not that I'm trying to sell you
No
books.
es que trato de darles el libro.
Mucho.
Hola, Isha. Hola.
Hola.
Mi problema es la adicción.
Hi, my problem is the addiction. I'm very shy, so it's very hard. It's addiction to smoke,
Y eso me separa de
to
todo.
cigarette, and that really
Hoy,
separate me from everything because it's discriminated the one that smokes, but also to feel better myself.
Okay. You know, the thing is, what you have to do
La cosa es que lo que tienes que hacer
is focus on
es
consciousness.
enfocarte en la conciencia.
Don't focus on quitting smoking.
No te enfoques en dejar de fumar.
Focus on expanding your consciousness.
Enfócate en expandir tu conciencia.
And as a consequence,
Como consecuencia,
you become calmer
verás que serás más calma
and you probably stop
y
smoking.
posiblemente pares de fumar.
But be gentle,
Pero hazlo gentilmente.
because I see you're being violent with your smoking.
Casi siendo
siendo violenta con tu tema del cigarrillo.
And you just have to be gentle with
Y
it.
solo tienes que ser muy gentil con eso.
Oh, well, I smoke.
Y bueno, fumo.
Now I'm cutting down.
Y bueno, ahora estoy disminuyendo los cigarrillos.
You know, every time you go to have a cigarette,
Cada vez que vas a fumarte uno,
go in,
conéctate internamente primero.
see what's going on,
Fíjate qué sientes.
move the emotion.
Mueve la emoción que sientes.
Then maybe you don't want the cigarette.
Y tal vez después no querés encender el cigarrillo.
Or maybe you want 3.
O tal vez te vas a querer fumar 3 juntos.
I don't know. But you've got to give yourself a chance.
Pero te tienes que dar la oportunidad.
Yeah, and addictions fall
Y las adicciones caen
because you find something more important.
porque uno encuentra después algo más importante.
Yeah, but don't make it about the smoking.
Pero no, que no sea el tema de atención al cigarrillo.
Put the focus on the
Pon el
consciousness.
foco en la conciencia.
Yeah. It's funny, no?
Gracioso, ¿no?
We all used to smoke.
Todas fumábamos.
Yeah, it was like the thing.
Era como la cosa que uno hacía.
Everyone smoked. If you didn't smoke, you weren't cool.
Si no fumabas en una época, no eras cool.
Yeah. Well, when I was young.
Al menos cuando yo era joven.
In the siglo. But it's true, we all
Pero de
smoked.
verdad, en esa época fumábamos todos.
All smoked. We all smoked, we all drank.
Todos fumábamos, todos bebíamos.
We're all anorexic.
O todos anoréxicos.
That's what we did.
Era lo que uno hacía antes.
Cuando uno comienza a practicar las, por lo menos en mi caso, las facetas del cuarto portal,
When you start practicing the facets of the fourth portal, I start feeling bad, so I get scared to practice them.
Okay, so that's because it's moving everything.
Porque está moviendo todo.
Energetically, I'm moving everything
Energéticamente está moviendo todo.
as fast as we can
Tan rápido como es posible.
so that we can find a place to anchor in the witness.
Y eso es para poder encontrar un lugar para anclarse en el testigo.
Okay, so everything's
Así que
upgrading,
todo se va actualizando.
You might feel dizzy.
Tal vez te sientes mareada.
but it's not going to last.
Pero no va a durar eso.
It's
no te
very
preocupes.
quick.
Es muy rápido.
It's just an upgrade.
Es solo una actualización de tu vibración energética.
Yeah, so don't stop
Así que no pares.
because it's working.
Porque está funcionando.
You know, people do that.
Las personas hacen eso.
Oh, something's happening,
O algo sucede.
I'm going to stop.
Voy a parar.
But you took the facets, why?
Pero las facetas, ¿por qué las recibiste?
Because you want to grow.
Porque querías crecer.
So you have to move forward.
Así que tienes que avanzar.
Look for support.
Busca apoyo.
Drink lots of water.
Bebe mucha agua.
And it will change.
Va a cambiar.
Don't resist change.
No resistas el cambio.
Don't resist it.
No lo resistas.
Keep pushing.
Sigue empujando.
You know, they're strong, the facets.
Las facetas son fuertes.
They're meant to be strong.
Se supone que tienen que ser fuertes.
Namaste.
Quería preguntarte
I want to ask you
sobre el dolor
about
físico.
the physical
Es una
pain.
energía que también hay que mover,
Is
como
that an energy that we have to move, like sadness or anger?
Ayer me
Because-
un dedo me dolió.
Oh, yesterday I hit a finger and I hurt, and I was told to focus there, and what's strange?
You know, if you have old injuries coming up,
Si tienen dolores de viejas lesiones que empiezan a aparecer,
usually there's an emotion.
normalmente detrás de eso hay una emoción.
So you put your attention there
Así que llevas la atención ahí
and it will move.
y se va a mover.
Usually there's an emotion,
Normalmente hay una emoción.
especially if it's out of nowhere, no?
Especialmente si aparece de la nada.
All of a sudden you've got a pain, it's like,
De pronto hay un dolor.
put the facet there
Pon la faceta ahí
until it moves
hasta que se mueva
and or it disperses.
o se disperse.
Sí, pero me refiero
But I mean
a un dolor como nuevo.
a new pain, like if I
Corto ahora.
if I cut or hit now,
Me he cortado.
that pain that produces, I have to feel it.
Concentrarme en ese
I have to concentrate in that moment.
Provoking something moves the emotion.
Si te provoca algo, mueve la emoción.
You know, when the horse threw me on the ground,
Cuando el caballo me tiró al suelo,
I yell
yo grité
and I cry.
y lloré
And I'm fine.
y estoy bien.
Well, my muscle made it. Always feel your emotions
Pero siempre siente la emoción. lo
like
que
a
sientes,
child.
como si fueras un niño.
Don't be strong.
No te hagas el fuerte.
Like, oh, didn't hurt.
No pasó nada.
I'm okay.
Estoy bien.
No, be like a child. Feel everything in the moment.
sintiendo todo en el momento.
And it will be released.
Y se va a liberar.
Hmm?
My mom is Arab. And they are tribes, no? They work on tribes, part of tribes, sharing the teaching of the grandma and respect the ancient traditions. Yes, of course. Arab tradition, yeah, very traditional, like Hindi and all that. Jewish, yeah. I'm Chilean. And surprised me that Chileans, and I think Argentinians too, don't value the Mapuche culture. And they look as if they are less or mistreated, don't listen to them, and they are great ecologists and they take care of nature. And I saw in your movie, as an Australian, you admire the Aboriginals. To the Australian Aboriginals. So I would like you to talk about that. Why? What do you think? For me are important, and why? We don't listen enough to them and we look at them as if they are less.
You know, it just depends, no? Just because someone's native doesn't mean they're wise. But yes, there are lots of wise teachings. You know, for example, what I talk about the Aboriginals, they had the capacity to find everything in nothing. But nothing. They would walk into the desert and live. And it's a miracle. And everything was transmitted through stories. And everything was honoring the land. And it was a very beautiful thing. The mythology of the Aboriginals. The old Aboriginals. And I'm sure with the Mapuches and the Indians in America, all of the elders, they had these teachings, these traditions. Yeah, sure. But it's not the answer. The answer's inside of you. Should we mistreat native people? No. We shouldn't mistreat anyone. Should we respect people? Yes, we should respect everyone. Can there be a lot of wisdom in ancient teachings? Sure. Lots of wisdom. Yeah, but it's like that. You imagine, nearly all the Aboriginals were killed in Australia. All the Indians in the States were put into... You know, it happens everywhere. The richest culture in the world spiritually is India. And there's not a great deal of interest. In the Upanishads, like the pure teachings. In the religion, yes. The same with the Uds. I mean, it's incredible how much wisdom there is. But people are all caught up in doing what they do. But that's how it is. So is it bad? No, it just is. Just is. It was interesting when we went out north, no? Of Australia. To look at the history. But we didn't meet the Aboriginals. No, I knew the stories from when I was young. Okay. You know, there's no looking back. There's no looking forward. There's just this moment. It's the only thing important. And all the wisdom's in our hearts. Because there's only one truth.
Porque existe solo una verdad.
And that's love.
Y eso es el amor.
And it doesn't matter how it's packaged.
Y en realidad no importa en qué envase venga.
Whether it came from before,
Si viene de antes,
if it's projected into the
si
future.
está proyectada al futuro.
We're always looking for that same thing.
Siempre estamos buscando esa misma
All
cosa.
humans want is love.
Lo único que los humanos quieren es amor.
And love's inside of
Y el
us.
amor está dentro de nosotros.
So we have to be here now.
Así que tenemos que estar aquí ahora.
And there we are.
Y ahí estamos.
Here.
Aquí.
Anchored in love.
Anclados en amor.
Using the facets.
Usando las facetas.
All the answers will come.
Y todas las respuestas van a llegar.
There's no new wisdom.
No hay ninguna nueva sabiduría.
It's all the same.
Todo es lo mismo.
Jesus was saying it,
Jesús
Buddha
lo
was
decía,
saying it,
Buddha lo
Muhammad was
decía,
saying it,
los
the Aboriginal
decía,
elders were saying it,
los aborígenes
the Indians
antiguos
were
decían,
saying
los
it,
nativos americanos lo decían,
Shankara
los
was
hindúes,
saying it.
Shankara lo decía.
Everyone was saying the same thing,
Todos decían las mismas cosas.
with different outfits,
Con diferentes ropajes,
different
con
languages,
diferente idioma.
but it's still the same message.
Pero sigue siendo el mismo mensaje.
Love, love,
Amor,
love.
amor,
Focus on the love, focus on the
enfócate en el amor,
unity.
Enfócate en la unidad.
It's all the same.
Todo es lo mismo.
It's not that one's better or worse.
No es que uno es mejor o peor.
It just is.
Solo es.
Focus on the love.
Enfócate en el amor.
Gracias.
Gracias.